All righty. Grand evening, grand evening. We are back in the Consecrate Progress community for another night of Free Your Mind. Free our mind this evening. And we're thankful and grateful for the opportunity to continue. And so let's get started. Most High, Mother and Father of life, thankful and grateful for yet another day. Thankful and grateful for the things we're able to accomplish as we went about our daily activities. We're thankful for those we came in contact with, thankful for anything that we were able to share, and just enjoying the fact that we were able to get through another day up until this time. Grateful for our consecrated progressive community, thankful for the opportunity to get rest, but now we're back. Thankful for our family near and far that's in this fellowship. May it be well with them at this hour and at this moment. Thankful for those that are here and any that may venture this way on this evening. We're grateful that they will make it here without incident and make it here safely. As we go forth on tonight, if anyone log in to us tonight, may they be edified, enriched, encouraged. If they have questions, may they be motivated to ask their questions that they might receive answers. As we continue to go forth, if any log in for the first time, let them be encouraged and inspired to log in yet more than just this evening. Much peace and joy and strength to all that are here and all that are part of our consecrated progressive community family. Ashe. Amen. Free your mind. Oh, yeah. At this time, we don't want to neglect the opportunity for someone to be able to testify and share. Mm.
unlock your iPhone first.
in every area, not having to work as hard, and not having to worry about whether my bills are gonna be paid. But I'm grateful for every opportunity, that has been afforded to me because we've learned how to live and be our authentic selves. I'm grateful for that.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Your most recent missed call.
Come on. What was the most recent call?
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
After everybody's finished.
Your most recent missed call was from Yuli.
Yeah, like telling on people. Figure it was somebody that don't know, that know we here. But anyway, well, thankful and grateful for all the testimonies. It is Tuesday. That's Free Your Mind, where we actually talk about many things when we do Free Your Mind because we are in the King James Version of the Bible. We go word for word, line upon line, precept upon precept. Questions are welcomed. Insight is welcome. Comments are welcome. The problem that we have is most people are indoctrinated or they already have a tunnel idea when they go into the Bible. So this is why we do what we do. We want people to know the truth, to understand it, and then they can freely do as they please when they hear it. Also thankful for Sunday because Sunday reminded me that I could give a flying duck what these folk think when it comes to telling the truth about this. It just helped me realize that what I am doing is necessary. It's supposed to be the way it is. And if they couldn't take Sunday, don't watch us no more. Now, where are we?
We're in Numbers 12.
Numbers 12?
Yes.
All right, the story, they call a book, the story attached to Numbers. What does it say?
And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. And they said, hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? And the Lord heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And the Lord spake suddenly unto Moses and unto Aaron and unto Miriam, come out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. And the Lord came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. Wherefore, then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle. And behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, heal her now, O God, I beseech thee. And the Lord said unto Moses, if her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that let her be received in again. And Miriam was shut out of the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. And afterward the people removed from Hazeroth and pitched in the wilderness of Paran. That's the end of chapter 12.
Now, first problem. Problem 1. Why was here in this story, anybody watching? It's fine, bless you. Here is the problem. First thing, according to the story, they're saying that see, and this is another thing that confused the heck out of people. They said God or the Lord. Right. Right. You got Lord, you got God, you got Lord God. You know, that's what happens when you make stories from other stories and say God said it. But first of all, let's clear up something because they always get this mixed up. Why was the Lord mad at them? Why was he mad? That's why he was mad? Read it again.
It says, and Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman.
Stop. If that was the case, why ain't nothing happened to Aaron? Okay, let's try it again. What caused what happened to Miriam to happen to her? Because ain't nothing happened to Aaron.
I'm just...
Read it again. Keep reading. Read it.
For he had married an Ethiopian woman.
Right,
And
okay.
they said, hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses?
Okay,
Hath he not spoken also by us?
okay.
And the Lord heard it.
That's it right there. It had
They
nothing
were
to do with
jealous.
it had nothing to do with who he married. The church say it's because of who he married. That big shot attitude. Is he the only one? They do it in church now. He ain't the only one to hear from God. He ain't the only one the Lord used. I got just as much knowing as the leader got. I've heard that for years in the system, and I'm going to tell you something. Some people don't realize how that could have messed them up, because let me tell you something. One thing I don't mind you talking, but if that kind of talk means you want a showdown. And because of how I am and what I do, I understand that kind of attitude and I understand that kind of energy. And it's a good thing that I do, because I'm not them little flaky, funky jokers that's out there preaching and teaching and pastoring. I do have in me what I say. And when somebody wants a showdown, one thing I like about a showdown, you go to the ER and I don't. And it ain't because I hurt you. It's because of what happened right there. See, in this book, the character or the concept of God got mad. In this case, when you work against what's supposed to be in place, you don't want to get knocked out of place. So when people have their energy for their attitude, their moves, their arrogance, or whatever, it don't matter to me where it come from. What I always did is I said, you know what, I'm gonna leave that alone because we have a showdown. I know I ain't coming out on the short end of it. I fight warlocks, and somebody with attitude in the building gonna shake me? No. I don't have arrogant attitude about it. They don't understand. You ain't coming against me. I know what the system say, but the system incorrect, because if God really put somebody in place like people say and they honor them, they wouldn't come against them unless they're a dictator or they're running a cult like somebody like these jokers running around here like, I ain't gonna call his name, he ain't worth talking about. I ain't gonna call that coward name there. But I've heard that in different churches and different ministries. That's one of the biggest problems in these churches now. That was a problem here. Behind my back, I hear from God too. The apostle ain't the only one. Say that in my face, so I can tell you, go open you a ministry. If you that mean and that mad toward me, we don't need to be in the same space, because evidently I'm a problem to you. Now they in their own space and they suck. Every last one of them suck. That's why they stuck around here in a clutter, because they suck. They don't have anything to offer anybody. They can't really strengthen anybody. They can't really help anybody. That's why they stuck around here in a clutter. But that kind of energy, it don't matter where it comes from. I always ignore it. That's what got them in trouble, where they say, well, he the only one they speak to. Now, here's the next problem. Only Miriam got punished. What the cluck? Only Miriam gets punished. Why the women keep getting punished? You know why? Because this is a European energized writing. And the Europeans are male chauvinists. They are male chauvinistic. It is of a truth. So the same energy from the background of some of your writings that copy these stories, they have to put their spin on it. This is a copy from other stuff anyway. But another problem. I guess we missed something, didn't we? Hello, Hebrew Israelites. Attention. Attention. Pay attention, my brothers and my sisters. Read the first part again.
First part.
Yes.
It says, and Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of
against Moses.
Because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married.
Because of the Ethiopian woman. Who he what?
Whom he had married.
Whom he had married. Now, nobody see a problem with that, huh? Well, we got a problem here, don't we? According to how they teach and preach, and according to how they do in church. Moses is supposed to be part of us, right? Well, how's that so if he getting reproved for marrying an Ethiopian? Who wrote this? Who wrote? Because Ethiopian is all of our people. It's not just a country. If you look up Ethiopia, it's all of our people. Cushite being the top of our people. And they stuck it in there with Ham, Cush, and Japheth. It never was no three sons of no Noah because there wasn't no Noah. And they talk about Shem is I believe they say Shem is responsible for the Islamic nations. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Well, it ain't true anyway, but they push that trash. I don't push trash in here, I push truth. She was an Ethiopian, right? So what was Moses? Huh? I thought they said Moses was a Hebrew. I thought they said Moses. And first of all, they said Moses was in Egypt, right? The Egyptians look like us. That's the only way. You ain't going to tell me Moses looked different from the Egyptians, because how he could come up in their house? If you look like what I set out to kill, you ain't going to come up in my house. How they going to hide you with me except you look like me? So none of it, all of it screwed up. No, none of it makes sense, because a lot of churches use this to talk about prejudice and racism. A lot of them do. You know why? Watching the Ten Commandments with Charlton Heston thinking Moses was white. Look at them. They so twisted in their head. You use this as racism, so that depicts that Moses was different from her to the point where it was distinguished. If it was distinguished, how in the heck he came up in the house of Egypt? Because the Egyptians, well, really, that was Kemet. Wasn't no Egypt, it was Kemet at first, and that was people that looked like us. Melanated people. I mean, Moses had to be melanated. So I'm looking here, and they say they spoke against him because of the Ethiopian woman. See, when you put a story together and put your spin on it and twist it, try to make it make sense. Try to make it make sense. Because first of all, there was no description, no instruction given when he married. Now, you favored of God. And this is why the church need to get they piss together. Because you favored of God. and hear the church telling everybody what God wants you to do, how God wants you to do. And this was the well-favored prophet, right? Who was favored of God, who we say and were taught don't have no respect to person. Yeah, I say the best for last. But yet you get married with no instruction. You get married to a people that God already know he don't like because he tired of being their God. Now, I want y'all to understand, he was the God of the Canaanites and the Midianites before he was the God of Moses and his people. In this story, am I right? Because if you ain't the Midianites' God, what you doing in their region up on the mountain? See, they don't like nobody doing this. They got a bunch of excuses. This is the only religion to make a bunch of excuses and lies to cover up foolishness. So none of it make no sense. Because something as important as who you gonna marry, he just let them marry anybody willy-nilly? Yeah, because that's how it went in this book anyway. Some of them had more than one wife, especially David with his horny self. But anyway, in this story make it make sense. Then you turn around and get respect the person. I mean, flat out respect the person. I did this with the prophet, but not Moses. Is that respect the person? I thought it ain't none. Oh, I'm sorry. The one that don't change for this thing you call the New Testament. Oh. Yes. I'm going to start calling this the slave handbook. Even though they had a slave Bible that came from this.
Just to know that I'm on the same page with you.
Let's get on the same page.
When you said, when it says, hear now my words, if there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so. What do it mean? Hold it.
Y'all hear what it said? Now, this in the Bible. Did we write this? See, this is why it ought to be packed in here. This is why these churches just run their mouth and follow behind all these liars and hypocrites and fake folk run all over the country trying to rule everybody that's devilish and evil, because if they come in front of me, I'll prove it. I don't have to debate them. I ain't scared of no devil. Whether in a white suit or a white dress, don't make me no difference. I told y'all I get worse by the day. Now, first of all, let's look at this. According to this, how does he deal with his prophets?
He said he will make himself known unto
How?
him in a vision. And will speak unto him in a dream.
So, gonna be known in the vision. Make yourself known in the vision. So you won't be saying nothing about it. And then will speak in dreams, right?
Right.
That don't match the church we dealing with. That don't match the denomination we dealing with, because these suckers don't know where the dreams come from. I don't know why I had a dream. I don't know where it came from. I thought you were a prophet. According to that don't change, according to that's supposed to be real and right, you're supposed to know, because that's how he show himself to you. Ain't that what it say? I didn't write that. So if you a prophet, good one. I don't know, it ain't coming out your mouth when it's a dream. If you're a prophet, Hall, Bynum, liars, according to that Bible that you follow, that you treasure, that you are slave to and enchained by and bewitched by, and that's what makes you evil, you're supposed to know it's God, because in the dream and in the vision is two ways for you to know. Am I right? So in the dream, he gonna make it known as it's God, right? In the vision, he gonna speak. So how you prophets in these churches come out of a vision with nothing to tell nobody? You just saw something. According to that's if you're a prophet and you have visions, he gonna speak to you. Ain't that what it say?
Yes.
So why these prophets with these big names? Why these prophets come out of these visions, Gail Patterson, with nothing? Why these prophets, these crooks, these liars traveling all over the country? I don't care what your name is. You are a liar and you a devil. And you got a devil's handbook. And I can prove it to you. That's an evil devil's handbook. And you've been serving the devil all along and calling it something holy and righteous. Because I can prove it to all of you. You can get mad and you can bring a crowd of y'all. You're all going to get shut down. I ain't got to debate with you. All of y'all evil. Because all of y'all do is manipulate, tear down, and when I was part of it, I was evil too. But guess what? I'm free from the matrix. Come get some. You lying, because according to that, if you a prophet, you're not going to come out of a dream or a vision not knowing it's God. Ain't that what it say?
Yes.
Because I can't come out of a dream and God make himself known to me and I come out saying, I don't know if it was God. I can't come out of a vision without something to say from God, because that's when he's going to speak. How many of you were taught that? How many of you, the pastor, took out time and explained that? No. As long as you tell somebody they ate Fruit Loops for breakfast and it's true, the next week, you're a prophet. If you tell somebody they farted and it almost tore their clothes out at the butt part, and they said, that did happen this morning, the next week, you're a prophet. Some people, that's the last time they get anything right, because their head get blowed up. They come in with a cape on and a beanie. Now they're a prophet. Got people in the parking lot getting a fake word, handing them money behind the pastor back. Like I told y'all, this full blown. Don't be on it like a cheap suit. This stuff stinks. It's rotten. Ain't nothing holy and righteous about it. And all they do is set up plantations. You ain't setting up churches. You setting up businesses and plantations. Who you think you fooling? Who you think you fooling? That's right. The ordained purpose is on the scene. The sniper is here. I'm going to tell the truth about this. Is a lie. It's filthy. Ain't no way God said this. It's copies. How is God the authentic original and all this is copied from other stuff? We can blatantly find it, and these idiots will tell you something else and it's right in their face. That plainly says dreams and visions. Plainly, I don't see no discrepancy in that. So go ahead with your point, because I see what you're saying. What happened is he was telling them, I deal with Moses beyond just that. See, me and Moses tighter than that. I can deal with him in dreams and visions, but Moses got a little extra. Now, what's the extra? Because it tells.
So when it says my servant Moses is
It's not so. I don't stop with just dreams and visions when it's Moses.
That's what
He's saying, I stop at dreams and visions with you. He said, but let me tell you something about Moses. What did he say about Moses?
With him will I speak mouth to mouth.
Mouth to mouth. What?
Even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold.
What? What? The similitude of the Lord shall he
behold.
Okay, family. What's wrong with that statement with what we were taught and what was preached and ministered to us? Well, actually, we do kind of, daughter, because ain't all us supposedly made in his image? According to that statement, I guess we're not, are we? Ooh, who wrote this? Somebody stop me. According to that, I guess we're not made in his image, because Moses going to behold the similitude, so we can't be the similitude. Y'all see what I'm saying? Read what it say. Moses going to do what? I deal with Moses how?
With him I will
mouth.
speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold.
And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. Now, if we're already made in the image, evidently it's another image that we don't know about. I'm just saying. Y'all see what I'm saying? Evidently, we got you. Evidently, it's another image. A similitude, another image. I was going to mess up with one later on. I'm going to wait till we get to it in this Bible. But listen to this stuff right here. That's respect the person flat out. And he deal with them mouth to mouth. I guess that's, I don't know. I don't know. I guess he put his mouth on Moses' mouth and talking to him. You want Moses extra time in his kiss? I don't know. What's up? Yeah, he's gonna speak. Mouth to mouth. Mouth to mouth. If you get mouth to somebody you talking, let me explain to you why I say mouth to mouth. Can I explain that? Because they need to understand. In the Jewish writings, mouth to mouth means we'll talk, we'll conversate. In other words, evidently didn't deal with the other prophets like that. And it says so later too, that he didn't raise another one up like Moses. Not another one. So if he didn't raise up another one like Moses, that should tell us something about the ones running around here today, huh? Do I hear the word charlatan in the air? No, because we know in part and we prophesy in part. Well, first of all, you don't know much, and your prophesying ain't really prophesying. Isn't it funny? It tells you he dealt with him different, but it ain't no respect to person. Well, there it is right there. Well, see, that was in the Old Testament. See, it didn't get to the New Testament where it was no respect to person. Wait a minute, that would imply that a change made. I thought it changed not. Who you think you fooled? Every corner you try to cut, I'm going to be right there with the detour sign saying, get your behind right back down that road you were traveling. You ain't going to hide from this. You ain't going to apologetic yourself out of this. It says what it says. And it says plainly that something was removed when that happened, right? When it first happened, what moved? Let's read it again. We got you, daughter. Let's read it. Let's go through this again. Go ahead.
Start from the top.
Start from the top. This is good right here.
And Miriam,
Since this big old chapter we just finished.
right. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married.
And Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman he had married. Now, mind you, I don't see nowhere in the story, maybe y'all see it, where Moses accredited his marriage to God. Is that anywhere in there? That God told Moses to take unto thee the wife Zipporah of the Midianites. So that lets you know two things. The Midianites were Ethiopian. And if the Midianites were Ethiopian, then that's us. Period. That's us. Matter of fact, let's prove it. Let's look up Ethiopia. Let's look up Ethiopia. Let's look that up. Let's prove what we're saying in here. Now they spoke against him because of her. All right. Now what they say?
And they said, hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us?
Stop. Why they ain't talk to Moses? What's wrong with asking Moses what was the circumstances surrounding you marrying her? Why you ain't talk to him? See, they didn't get in trouble, like the church say, for her being prejudiced or racist. No, they got in trouble for their mouth of what they said concerning Moses. Because if you notice, when they finally got in the position, she wasn't even mentioned. She wasn't mentioned. Any other time somebody do something and it was punishable, it was told to them, this was done for this cause, for this reason. She wasn't mentioned. But he told them how he dealt with Moses in contrast to how he dealt with them. Let's keep going.
Hath he not spoken by us? And the Lord heard it.
He heard it. He didn't respond when they was worrying about this woman. But when they talking to them, hey, God speaks to us too, don't he? Don't God speak to us just like he speaks to Moses? Okay, he heard it. And then what happened?
Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were
Uh-huh.
upon the face of the earth. And the Lord
Mhm.
spake suddenly unto Moses, and,
Spoke to Moses
and unto Aaron,
and unto Aaron
and unto Miriam.
and to Miriam.
Come ye out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation.
Let me
and-
tell you three idiots. Let me tell you two idiots in Moses' something. I want to see y'all. Come on over here. Go ahead.
And the Lord came down in the pillar of the cloud,
Came down in the pillar of the cloud.
and stood in the door of the tabernacle, and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth.
Uh-huh.
And he said, Hear now my words.
Yes.
If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him. in a
Stop. We
vision."
got a problem. I thought you only deal with them in visions and dreams. They're standing there getting talked to. Mouth to mouth.
They're in trouble. They're in trouble.
No. No. Somebody copying their writing and they paying attention to what they write. Mouth to mouth. They right there. Right? Mm-hmm. And they getting a tongue lashing from God. Go ahead. This is good.
I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream.
Yeah.
My servant Moses is not so,
He different.
who is faithful in all mine house.
Okay.
With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches.
Yeah.
And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses?
Oh boy. Go ahead.
And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle. And behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow.
And nothing happened to Aaron. Just a woman.
Yep.
White as snow. Skin leprosy. White as snow. Nothing happened. Ain't nothing happened to Aaron. See, because he asked Moses not let. Wasn't nothing happening to him anyway. I don't know what you talking about. Miriam ain't said nothing. She ain't asked for no help. Here go Aaron talking. Now she was a prophet, right? Well, she couldn't say nothing. Oh, she didn't have no rights. She just had title. Oh. Now she done turned white. What's Ethiopia? Let's get that out of the way. The Hebrew side, y'all. Oh, mean what? Hold it right there, daughter. How can you look that up? See, that's what it means, and still just stick all our people in one drop of sperm in one person in a story. How can you see that and stop and just put up with this fabricated story they give you about some Noah that never ever lived? They need to turn it backwards and say, oh, that never happened. How can you, how? How in the world? Turn Noah backwards and say, put the N in front of the O, and you know what, go with H-E. No. How you going to see that? And then you read something, you say, and his sons were, and come on in here. How in the world? Why we don't want truth? Why we want to let the same silly stuff? Folk let a book control their life. I don't care what nobody say. I am ashamed that I let it put me in position to do the stuff that I'm telling you. If I could turn back the hands of time, and that brother come telling me all that stuff about Lord, I'd have threw him in front of that mirror and walked out the living room. And would have paid for his bandages because that mirror was across our whole wall. He got cut. But what about the miracles? Wait till we get to that. Wait till we get to that, because we're gonna cover everything. No, I don't know everything. No, I ain't all smart, but consider the source. I honor and acknowledge the source. I don't worship the source. That's why I'm able to share. But how can they read that and then that, okay, nothing? Are you kidding me? What else to say, dog?
From the African side of things, it's Ethiopia is the symbol of ancient wisdom, spiritual dignity, resilience, and African identity.
Ain't that something?
It is considered a holy land.
That's an implant, because I keep telling people, Ethiopia is a people, ain't no land. But because it bear the name, it's never been colonized. It's never been colonized. And they mind their business, don't they? Oh, ain't nothing to that. Really? Well, how come they got the only authentic that can't hardly be interpreted? How come they got that? People sending for Ethiopian Bibles, and the Ethiopians probably laughing, because a lot of these Ethiopian Bibles ain't nothing authentic about them. Other people can barely interpret the language, how they wrote a Bible, how they translated it. Some of the best historians, some of the best philosophers were over there, and 3 years later they come back home, because it took them 3 years, and guess what? They weren't out of the first chapter in 3 years. Some of them, they said it is hard to interpret the ancient Ethiopian language. And I'm sure they'd be laughing at them. I'm sure they do. I would. I'd tell them some tall tales too. I would. I sure would, because if you let them master what you have, now they don't need you. Now you're going to get colonized. Now you're going to get infiltrated. Now you're going to have trouble with them, because they come to rob, kill, and destroy. And I'm not just talking about ethnic background. We got a lot of us that do that too. And they say that's the enemy. Well, I got news for you. They taught you that the enemy is the devil. Well, the enemy might be the devil, but it's a bunch of them, and they on 2 feet. There ain't no creature with no horns and no pitchfork looking for an order of fries. Stop believing that nonsense. Because if it really was one and it was loose, why are we still breathing? We'd be the first ones to get shish kebabbed. Well, he's in chains. He's in the second heaven. You're a second liar. That's a story that almost didn't make it into the original text of the King James Version of the Bible. Revelation almost didn't make it in there till the Catholics and Constantine changed it up and made it the revelation of Jesus Christ. This facts. So now we got a people being reduced, and folk don't pay no attention. But here Miriam get turned white for her little speech. What happened to Aaron? Nothing? Oh, daughter, you got to be looking at that wrong. Read after Miriam part. What happened with Aaron? She said nothing. Wait a minute.
And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be one as dead, let her not be as one dead.
Excuse me. What the heck he mean us? What do you mean us? What was happening to him, y'all?
Nothing?
Did he turn white?
No?
Now, I ain't trying to be a spoiler, but they couldn't have been Caucasian if you turned them white.
Right.
What does he mean, us?
He was there talking with her. He was part of it. He sinned. because she was talking and they were both talking against Moses.
But ain't nothing happened to him. What do you mean us?
Well, he's the priest. He's the high priest.
She white as Casper. Ain't nothing happened to him.
Maybe he's protected.
He protecting who? It already happened to him.
You know what? They use that. You know that, right?
That's what I'm saying. They put it there to bring fear and tell women be quiet.
Now, both of them were talking. The same energy, same flow, same focus. But only Miriam. I've heard preachers wear women out using that. See how women are. See that see? And I've heard, and I don't see that nowhere in this story. You know what I heard some of them say? That Miriam pushed Aaron up. I don't see that. They said they were both talking. Conversation with each other. And if you look at how it is worded, that's why I ask, where does it say that God had anything to do with Moses marrying Zipporah? I don't see it. But they were implying and bringing an accusation that if he can hear from God, don't we hear from God too? As if they were saying that his communication with God should be the same as theirs. But nothing happened to him, so what do you mean us? And I heard Dog say that's supposed to make the woman fearful. You had a question. You are right. I've heard him preach it. You had a question. Yeah. I can't wait to get on that calling thing. I'm going to get cussed out, but I know it's accurate. That Bible say he is. That Bible say he's the only prophet raised up like that. The only one raised up like that. The rest of the prophets, he was the only one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I guess then it's different. 'Cause I don't know though. I guess he was fussing at him. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, because he was before them. He called them to him, to the doorway of the tabernacle. Come here. What's wrong with y'all? Can I ask y'all a question? And this is on the subject of what you're saying. Can I ask y'all a question on this human stuff, okay? How many of you had Caucasian families you hung around? Oh, just me? How many of you saw how they do with their children? Okay, y'all hear this story, right? Right? Do that sound like a Caucasian dad or a brother? Do that sound like a Caucasian dad or a brother? Huh? Oh, really? It don't sound like no Caucasian dad to me. What happened with Moses, with Miriam and Aaron? Do that sound like one of that sound like one of us? Yeah. Hey, Aaron, hey, hey, Gwen, y'all come here. I ain't coming down there. Come to me. Let me tell y'all something. When y'all older sister Aisha tell y'all do something, I don't deal with her like I deal with y'all. That's y'all older sister. Now, which one of y'all got smart with her? Tell me that don't sound like a brother. He gonna come down, but you gonna come up there where dad at. Tell me that don't sound like us. How many of you had to be in charge of siblings? When it was understood you was in charge of the siblings, you were different from them at that moment. Am I right? This is not no mysterious divine stuff. This is ordinary everyday stories with ordinary everyday explanations. They can get mad about me explaining all they want to. And one thing that's bad, daughter, these folk running around here talking about they prophets ain't nothing but liars. All of them. Well, all of them were servants. All of them. And remember, even today, we're called servants in the house of God. Serving with gladness. Yes, sir, master. We're going to serve you with gladness. Yes, sir, master. Yes, sir, master. They don't like what I'm saying now. I don't care. I'm after helping people. And see, the thing that gets me about this, we looked up servant, didn't we? And it means what? Oh, y'all don't remember. Slave. Servant means slave. No, it don't. No, it don't. Okay, I hear you, Cookie. Just because we gave it a different definition. Many words got several definitions, but we found a foundational definition that says slave. Yes. Yes. They don't see that like that, though. No, someone will tell you that ain't exactly what that means. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Stop giving me a chocolate chip cookie and tell me I'm eating an Oreo. Why y'all lying? They will defend this till the end. They will cover it up till the end. That's why I ain't arguing with them. I ain't debating with them. But if you come talk to me, we can talk. But I ain't going through no changes trying to convince you because you too busy powerful putting people in chains and got people bound. Did y'all happen to hear what our brother was talking about from his ministry, considering what I said about their ministry Sunday? Well, let me retort. His subject was trying to explain how God will forgive women for having abortions. Now, I wonder what's going on in your camp with them separated from each other. I guess somebody crossed the Mason-Dixon line, huh? Was it you, leader? Now, you trying to justify the abortions? You don't have to justify them. Stop putting people under bondage and help people deal with life. There shouldn't be no law or rules governing when it comes to having a child. Every scenario ain't the same. Every situation ain't the same. But the fact that you brought it up means somebody crossing the line where you got your little Mason-Dixon line up in there. Now you're trying to justify abortion. You don't have to justify that. Now, I don't know. I have never brought that up. We're going through no changes with it. But it always has been my bottom line where I tell somebody, when it comes to that, that's her business. And who the father of that child is. Don't that make sense? They are the primary two involved. Now, they may get advice. They may have to answer questions. People may say things to them. But at the end of the day, those two, I know situations where it was the man that demanded it be done and gave her the money and threatened her. I've known that to happen. So it's some areas in life that Bible can't do you no good using. Everything you need is in the Bible. How you start a car? What page that on? What you do in the baby's teeth in? What page that on? AI got more answers than that Bible. So this thing of what's happening here, it reminds me of a brother. Because when dad come home and the older sister was left in charge, and she mess around and tell y'all but acting like a monkey, he ain't coming where you at. He gonna call your name and take your time getting there if you want to. If it's the mother, she ain't exhausting herself. She told you who was in charge. When she come home, okay. You ain't want to listen. All right. And if now, one thing I tell people, if the mother come home from working and she tired, and she's sending the older one to get you, you in trouble. If she don't want to use her voice to call you to her, your goose is in the pot before you get to where your mother at. If we look at some of these scenarios, they copied it from different, because the stuff that happened with women and little girls, there's a culture that accepts that. There's some cultures that accept children marrying adults. The old, ancient, dirty stuff is in that Bible. But ain't nothing to bring you up to today. So to me, it's outdated. They said what they want to say. It is outdated and deflated, and is in some places is hated. We have to get what we're doing here is wisdom, because we get to talk. People need to open up their mouth and talk and find out it ain't nothing to be scared of. Fear is instilled in people, especially women, when it comes to this Bible, when it comes to church. The truth of the matter is it's all fiction. Because if it was fact, y'all tell me, if it was fact, would that war have been going on like it is? Now, according to what they're saying, Israel said they ain't going to stop killing. And they picking at our president. Their Secretary of War from Israel is bragging at how he's the president they finally got to go in and do what they wanted done. Huh? Mess up who? They privileged. They get to do that. They the special people, you know. They privileged. Yeah. They get to do that. It's funny how people talk about you after you're gone. What's my man's name that just passed? Now the one in the White House, He ain't never said this about him while he was living. Now he running around calling him a warmonger. I ain't never heard that while he was living come out his mouth. Now that he's gone, he's a warmonger. I want y'all to know he was a hardcore warmonger. We already knew that. You just never said it before. This that happened right here proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, it proves that they can mix something up so bad to where what you could get out of it is hard to get it because of how they wrote it. Nothing happened to Aaron, but he's saying us. That don't make sense to me. What you mean us? Yeah, Aaron, you was in the conversation, but you still got your skin. You turned white. And here's the funny thing. Why you went to Moses? See, this is another thing we need to look at. He went to Moses, right? Aaron was talking to Moses. Who talked to God? Why Aaron couldn't talk to God?
I was set up.
Why Aaron couldn't talk to God?
That's
Preachers say you can go to God for yourself. Why Aaron ain't go? He what? Oh, he wasn't Moses. Oh.
And that's the second time he done jacked something up and still don't get punished.
Who?
Aaron?
Second time.
This the major. Except he lost his sons, but
Yeah.
like with the gold thing.
That would be let me see. 1, 2. This would be time number 4, wouldn't it? Didn't he lose his sons?
Right, but I'm
Didn't
saying,
he mess up the stuff at the temple?
his sons did.
Didn't he mess up too? Let me go back and look.
I can't remember that right now.
I'm gonna go back and look. I know his son screwed up, but I know he was a screw up. He was a screw up. And this right here, if you look at how this is set up, look how short the chapter is. There's a point made earlier. If you look at how short the chapter is, it appears to be set up to instill fear in women. Look how short the chapter is. Look who got punished in the chapter. Ain't nothing happened to Aaron. I've seen preachers they don't even go to where it is in the Bible. They just talk about it and preach on it, and boy, they cut the women up that Sunday. Now, Miriam was a prophet, right? Apparently with no authority. And here we got Aaron that went to Moses, and then Moses went to God. But was Aaron a prophet? There's our problem right there, right? There go the problem, isn't it? Because Miriam's supposed to be the prophet. Aaron the priest. Now they were brother and sister, and Moses was their brother. There's the problem. The woman was the prophet. Now, how is it that Miriam is a prophet here, but a woman ain't supposed to be doing that, according to the New Testament? Well, they are a liar, because in the New Testament, it was Paul, the character Paul, that said, I suffer not a woman too. Didn't say God. He said I. And men loved that. And men ran with that. And men used that. They never said God said jack squat. They take what the character Paul said, who never really existed, not that character, never really was real. And they say, well, God didn't want to. No, that's what Paul said. Because if God said it, then we got a problem because he go up, this a prophet. I don't see where it said Moses made her a prophet. Like I revealed Sunday that them jokers this pastor ain't never, that's all right. You sitting in here, woman in the Most High. Which one of them you heard make an announcement that God called them to preach? Think back. Which one of them you heard say it?
That God called them to preach.
Yep. They got a calling on their life. Which one of them? That's right. But you see me put them up there though, right? So I put them up to preach. None of them, male or female, none of them never said God called them. None of them. I put them up. Yeah. I put them up. I be them nibblers pappy. Ain't none of them never said God. I put them up. That's why half of them can't hardly preach now. And that's my fault. They didn't have no calling or nothing. I put them up. I saw something in them, and I put them up. I even gave them the date, didn't I? I thought it was supposed to come from God. I put them up there. I never said God told me jack diddly do. We had a conversation. We had, and soon after some of the conversations, I came to them. I gave them a date, and they got up there. While they running their mouth, they don't even qualify according to that Bible if it come by calling. They never had no calling. But I'm all that. But you wouldn't even be in the crooked position you in had I not put you up there with this book of devilment. Male and female. I had two of them come and say they feel like, and she ain't last as no pastor, and the other didn't last as no pastor either. And it was two women. And both of them say they felt like, ain't none of them say they were called. And the one that felt like ain't never preached in the ministry. Got mad, left, and went to another ministry, let them push up. Then she got mad, them left. Then she went to that charlatan. He gave her a license. Then she left him and sat under another lady and started a church that ain't operating right now. They ain't never had no calling. So this thing ain't about calling. I done told people this system is not what they say it is. It ain't right. It ain't right. There are denominations now. They just looking for somebody to throw through the ranks and put up in the pulpit. Because they trying to build their numbers back up. This ain't about no calling. It's about being controlled by a book. Sunday when I ran down the list of the evil folk that use the Bible better than the so-called church do, I bet if a pastor heard that, he'd probably fall back and he'd have to say, I'm telling the truth. Because it's true. Look at how these pastors go out. You're supposed to be the beacon of good against evil. Look how they go. Some of them kill themselves. Some of them kill themselves by their health habits. What sticks with me is the brother that said, that left a note. That thing shook me up. The brother left a note. He killed himself. And one of his biggest gripes was God wouldn't talk to him. That did something to me. This pastor, he left a note with it in there. And all the church kept saying, he ain't show no signs. He ain't show no signs. Had one brother shot himself in the head at the end of his driveway. Sent the family ahead to the church. I remember these things. Had one brother, wife was cheating on him so bad, he died on his knees in prayer. See, these are things I'm going to have to tell them for them to realize this thing ain't what you saying. Ain't no way in the world. These greedy dogs that everybody exalting, and then who's in the White House, they say that came from God. It's idiots around here that are shaking in their drawers because they think I'm going to tell that that's who they voted for. It ain't for me to tell. Why don't you tell? You said it was God. Tell on yourself. This thing, this is what I'm showing you, this favoritism. Moses had favoritism to the point where God pointed it out to him. I don't deal with y'all the way I deal with Moses. I don't deal with y'all the way I deal with Moses. And here's the funny thing. God comes down in the cloud, right? In the doorway of the temple. And called Miriam and Aaron to him. Okay? Miriam and Aaron. After he finished with Miriam and Aaron, he left, right? Aaron runs to Moses. Read what Aaron said to Moses. Watch this. Watch this, y'all. This is.
And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us.
Stop. Oh, so Moses got the power to forgive sin. Oh, ain't nobody saw that. I thought that didn't happen to the New Testament, so that you may know. Well, he coming to Moses for it. We find out that Moses had to do what? Go to God. Moses said, oh, hold up, man. Let me see what I can do. Now, he went to Moses. Aaron went to Moses so that what would happen?
Lay not the sin upon us, wherefore in we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be.
We.
Yeah, this says we. But
That don't sound familiar, y'all? Okay. When Deacon Do Dirty trick missionary Susan's fresh out of high school graduate daughter into sleeping with him and she get pregnant, who get persecuted?
The girl.
The girl. Fresh out of high school, just graduated high school, she get persecuted. If she stay in that place, she gonna sit in the back while she pregnant. He's still up collecting money. Wife been told by the pastor, you can't leave him. God wouldn't be pleased. She's sitting there rolling her eyes, looking back to the back every Sunday, rolling her eyes at the girl. This stuff happened. This ain't no made up stuff. I sat through 2 of my friends having to go through that. I couldn't even speak to them while they're sitting on that back pew in all black. Because that fool in the pulpit said so. Because he said the Bible said so. The Bible do not say that. Nowhere. Where it say that in the Bible. That Bible control people because it is not what they say it is. I don't care who get mad. Do we have anybody on there? I'm surprised because when we go talking truth like this, folk log out. They say a lot of stuff that's in that Bible that ain't that Bible. They say a lot of stuff that God said ain't the God that said it or the God's on 2 feet. They tell people lies and twist things. Well, what about this and what about that? Stick around. We're going to go into the what about with all of it because it's time to tell the truth. Look, I'm not backing down. I don't care what they say. I'm not backing down. They got a better chance of getting up in a helicopter and hang gliding on a Dorito without a parachute. I'm not backing down. I know I'm telling the truth, and I know I'm talking right. It is evil, period. Because evil keep getting blessed, evil keep getting rewarded, evil keep getting backed up. Doing wrong is condoned. Even in the New Testament, doing wrong is condoned. No, it ain't. Yes, it is. Somebody steal from you, give them the rest of the outfit. And you wonder why our people SOS. I'm going to do what the Bible say. The Bible say give them the rest of it. Before or after you handle it. Now that same Bible say if you steal, don't steal no more. Now how am I not steal no more if you reward me from stealing from you? What's going to motivate me not to steal? See what I'm saying? How you going to be motivated not to steal if you're told to give me the rest of the stuff? I'm going to expect the next person to do it. Next time, doggone, I stole a jacket and I got a whole suit. Who? I'm going to take the VCR. Now I'm going to get the movies and the TV. They don't like nobody talking like this, but that's what's in there. I'm not cutting no corners. What kind of church? No, honey. You got this wrong home cooking. We are the church. We ain't no denomination. How you gonna say you got no division in all these denominations? Nobody want to say nothing. I'm saying something. Bring your best, your smartest, your chiefs, your bishops, your apostles, your prophets. Bring them and let's talk. Not argue and fuss. Let's talk. Let's talk. Don't send me nobody like Jamal Bryant. That crook can't represent nothing but ashes and foolishness. Don't send me him. All he is about is money. He was going to connect with the Mormons for the money aspect of ministry. The Mormons. He was getting ready to unite with the Mormons. No, he was going to unite with the cannabis people. I get them mixed up. Bishop Shearer was going to unite with the Mormons. Bryant was going to unite with the cannabis people. Tell me how much money could be made. Because they're going to do the land and grow it and all. What? What? You don't want to grow it, you're smoking it. You're smoking the hard stuff. Now, y'all told on Shearer. I'm glad y'all did. Because I didn't want to incriminate Jamal. I want him to hold all his criminal activity that he's still committing to himself. Shearer saw the business and ministry opportunity aspect of combining with the Mormons. Let me look at this from his perspective. Nope, still can't see it. And if he got something to say, don't be a punk. Don't get on no podcast. Come and say it in my face. Or tell me when I can come where you at. I'll come there. I ain't scared of y'all. Y'all ain't got no power. Y'all ain't got no pull. Y'all are not who y'all say y'all are. You can't even help somebody with the run sitting in your building, so don't say nothing to me. Sick of y'all foolishness, and y'all got a problem on your hands. Y'all created this. Now deal with it. Y'all ain't nothing but some liars. You don't care what I say anyway. You too busy riding through broke down neighborhoods to get to your little spot with your fancy car, you chump. Nothing holy about none of y'all. Y'all just know how to act religious. There ain't nothing holy about none of you. And I ain't taking it back either. And I ain't mad at you. You don't supposed to speak evil of the brethren. Well, I guess we ain't brethren then. That'll work. I ain't part of your matrix. I ain't part of your mess either. So we have to understand what's happening here. Miriam is the one that gets punished. But he talking about us. And let's go ahead. What happened to Miriam? Poor thing. Poor little thing. What happened to Miriam?
Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, Heal her now, O God, I beseech thee. And the Lord said unto Moses, If her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that, let her be received in again. And Miriam was shut out of the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. And afterward, the people removed from Hazeroth and pitched in the wilderness of Paran.
Why you stop?
That's the end of chapter 12.
Wait a minute. Wait, why you stop?
End of chapter 12.
Where's the part where Aaron get, wait,
That's
what happened to Aaron?
the end of chapter 12.
That's it?
Yes. He don't get punished.
How many verses was that?
16.
What that, the sour 16 instead of the sweet 16? What's going on here? Wasn't the unhappy birthday happening here? Nothing happened to Aaron? Oh, I get it. It happens in the next chapter. Yeah. Somebody, okay, we dealing with Miriam's the prophet, right? And Moses is the prophet. And Aaron's the priest. How many of you have been in a ministry where they had a person they called the prophet of the house? Just you? You already know I am. Okay, how many times has that prophet got up and had direction and instruction for the ministry?
I thought when this happened, it was from the Lord, so it was
I understand
once, maybe
I
twice,
understand that. Once, maybe twice?
maybe twice.
Okay.
Once, maybe twice.
I understand that too. Now, these are supposed to be prophets, right? Now, can we speak? Who we got on there? Our people? Okay, great. Now, the ones that we got today, in these churches, whether they look like us or not, they don't remind y'all of psychics. Or fortune tellers. I told somebody the difference between a psychic. Now the psychics are getting saved now. Y'all know that, right? They're coming into the church now. They're getting saved. Especially the Caucasian psychics. See, they need clients. So they got to get saved and give their life to Jesus so they can work the crowd and get people to come sit, getting readings for them and things, and they can say this come from God and from the Lord. And the church so gullible, but they sorry behind. They letting them in. Oh, this is a victory for Jesus. They're getting saved. They're giving their life a yay unto the Lord. The difference between a psychic and these people in the buildings because they sell prophets. Psychics ain't got no game. They ain't got no slick. Prophets do. They run game. They slick. Well, psychic, they ain't got no game. They got tactics. This chapter right here is short but powerful. It's short but powerful because whether we like it or not, it points out the dynamic that happened in religious settings. You got a priest, the prophet, and the prophet, and the respected leader of the people, Moses. And yet, no unity. And the bad part is, they were blood relatives. They were blood relatives, but no unity. Moses marries an Ethiopian woman. Her father was the high priest of Midian. With all of the accolades that they attached to Moses, he married her, right? How many times is God mentioned in that scenario? We know Jethro is, but how many times, what kind of guidance did God give Moses concerning Zipporah? What kind of word came from God to Moses concerning Zipporah? Then how come the preacher have the nerve to say what God said when those scenarios come up? I'm going to tell you what I see. And then it's on you. But I ain't getting in there talking about God said, God said, God said. No, you ask me, I've had people be ready to punch me in the mouth because I was on the road traveling and they asked me. We were all the way up in Maryland. And the lady looked like Sugar Mama. Pastor, you don't see no other husband for me? You don't see another one? The whole room got quiet, and I shocked her. I said, you don't need another one. You done killed 4. Guess what, y'all? She was trying to get number 5. She had 4 that had died. How you know about that? Looking like Sugar Mama. Somebody asked me outside, just what you just said. Somebody asked me outside, I said, Apostle, she killed 4 men? I said, you heard what I said. Did I stutter? No, Apostle, you ain't stutter. I said, Mother, what you need with another? You done killed 4. I didn't stutter. Yes, that's what I said. You killed 4. Now, the funny part would have been if she would have fixed her mouth to say how it happened then, and we'd have went from 1 through 4 and told her how they left. And we ain't seen them in years. But guess what? The spirit of truth holds stuff. See, that's why I told people, ain't no way in the world they're going to tell me it's not a difference. I say. 2 from a heart attack. 1 from a stroke. And the last one was over-medicated. But in all 4 times, she helped it along. 2 of them left her money. 1 of them ain't had no money. The last one, the money wasn't left to her, and it wasn't a lot. Now, you don't have to hurt your head when the information don't belong to you. You have to hurt your head. You have to hurt your head when you're studying for a test and you don't know what's on the test because you want to pass it. And there are times when you ain't got to hurt your head for that. When you done took in most of the information. Like I told them, it's a difference in what they taught us and what we thought was operating and what's actually operating. Any questions from the live? Daughter, please look up the word tempest. Yes. Tempest, yes. Yes. I like when I ask daughter stuff. She say, look, what? Like the wind? Yes, tempest. Guess that storm didn't want to come, huh? Yeah. We could use some of the rain. Man, We could have used some of the rain. Give us some of the rain. We gonna get some rain? Okay, well, all right, I can dance. Rain kind of need to come right now, cool stuff off, we need good rain. Tempest is, what's that? A violent storm, especially one with strong winds. Did you say hail or snow? Rain, hail, or snow. That's a tempest. That's the one I want right there. Read that one again. Now, do we have a other definition of that from another source? I want y'all to keep that definition right there. That one she just read. I'm glad people still on the live. I like sharing stuff like this. This is the bonus round, I guess. It's extra stuff. Read that aloud right there. Ooh. That's what the watchers bring. That's right. The prerequisite is the stuff that's happening now, like that full moon that's coming. The moon that made folk act up. The storms out of nowhere, the climate change, and all the folk acting up, animals changing how they do. That's what the watchers are not people. They're not beings. It is, you know how they had a convocation? Convocation bring them together. See, when all of it come together, that's when the watchers, that's why I say the watchers are coming. August 8th. Ain't gonna be no end of the world. Nah. See, they ain't coming for the reason people think. Everything already happening. That's why one day they like each other, next day they don't. One day they want to fight, next day they don't. 4 days we want to fight, 8 days we want to fight, 12 days we want to fight, then we don't. That's why folk are uncomfortable at night. Never mind. That's why people that had energy in the morning, now they don't. Now they sluggish. That's why people are feeling out of whack, unbalanced. Anybody on the live know what I'm talking about? Chime in with a response. That's why stuff is the way it is. That's why. Can't nothing straighten it out but the watchers coming together? That's why. That's why out of the blue, stuff just shift and change. Attitudes, moods shift and change. That's why. The tempest. That's right. They asked us some years ago, what's in the rain? A lot of stuff. But we didn't understand what they were saying when they say, what's in the rain? We didn't understand what they was actually asking us. Daughter said, rain ain't wet. They said, rain ain't wet. And I laughed because I heard that before. You know they say that, right? They said the rain ain't wet. Yeah. So with daughter said, I laughed. I said, you know what? I heard that before. But when they was asking us what was in the rain, we was thinking they were talking about the raindrops. And they were really asking us what caused it. And we thought they was asking us what's in those raindrops. They were asking us what caused the rain. And they didn't want the scientific approach. So they wanted to know what caused the rain. Now the church tell you God. Everything they can't explain, God, 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 everything. The tempest, that's what's happening now.
Sister Dre
Mm-hmm.
sent something to add to this.
For tempest,
Yes.
I knew somebody probably would. We take extras here, but let me say this before you give me what was sent. I tell y'all we gotta start typing this stuff up and putting it in binders so we can save info. We're not gonna be here forever. I'm saying.
Sure.
We have to realize something. The tempest has been moving ever since last year. That's right. It's been moving. And they need to understand what's happening. Do y'all not notice that some things happen that change things that were already a certain way? And if you ask some of the culprits of these things, they can't explain. Well, why is it? I don't know. Because they don't know. Did you not see what it said? Didn't it say we can't control it? I believe I heard that. Did I not say that what they fighting now ain't no need to mess with it because ain't nothing they can do about it? Because it ain't nothing they can do about it. I do want them to understand this. The more you mess with our people that are here, they don't understand. The more they mess with Ethiopia, the Cushites that are here, the more trouble you're going to cause on yourself, because you need to understand, especially now 250 has come. They don't understand. They don't understand what that means. 250 has come and passed. You can't keep messing with us and nothing happens. I'm telling you, I'm not even praying, but I'm telling you, when they keep it up, some of our people are going to, I'm telling you, it's going to be a bloodbath. And our people are going to come out on top. They better get their head on straight and stop. What we got?
In African, this is to add to, she said, in African traditional cultures, a tempest or violent storm is rarely viewed as random weather. Instead, it is seen as a potential spiritual force representing radical transformation, divine judgment, ancestral presence, and the sweeping away of stagnation or injustice.
That's the icing on the cake, because, like I said, can nothing fix it but the watchers. The watchers are not beings. Not beings. I know they scare people and say they're beings and all that. They're not beings. It's not even, the watchers don't have nothing to do with figures. They walk around.
It's just like the Most High. How, you say that it's not a being.
Not a being. It is the Most High. It's the gathering.
It's the what? Say
It's the gathering. I'm not going to explain it all tonight. But the closer we get to the 8th, it'll be together before the 8th get here. I better explain it before the 8th get here, because I ain't going to be able to say nothing to you on the 8th. I seen that. People always expect something bad, and they need to realize something. There's stuff we can't do nothing about that fix some stuff, because that's what it does. That's what it does. I can tell you this, that full moon, gonna aggravate some people conditions in their body if they're outside. And that's for sure. And we have to understand that the tempest we have so many people that are fooling people, captivating people, making money off of people, giving them all these wild explanations for different stuff, different things. Just like the people that say they talk to the dead. There's a strategy to that. Oh, talking about a medium? Nah, medium. Woo, we're going to talk about them. They're a whole different ball game. Matter of fact, daughter counseled one. You ever hear from her again? When I saw her, I said, you're a medium. They're a whole different ball game. But them folk to be talking about they talking to dead, there's a tactic. First of all, they got their strategy with getting people together in a gathering, and the geographical area determines what names they use. They say, I'm getting a name with A, Adam, Anthony, Antoine. See, they're naming all these names. You gonna get it right soon? Spiritualists, psychics, mystics, what they call it? There's another name for them. Man, they had a guy. He had a thing. He was on TV once a week with a group of them. He talking to the dead. What's that other name they call themselves? Oh man. It starts with a P, I think. But they ain't nothing but a show. They ain't nothing but a show. I'm getting a B. Bob, Benny, Beaumont. That's it. Beaumont. Beaumont is here. Beaumont was my dog. Well, he's here and he misses you. You were very close. Beaumont died when he was a puppy. Like the guy that healed the woman from ovarian cancer, and it was a man dressed up like a woman. Oh, man. I don't understand how people see this stuff get exposed and they think it's real. They still go along with some of this stuff. Listen, I couldn't have planned Sunday if I sat in here and shut in for a week. Couldn't have planned that. I couldn't have planned that. All you gotta do is be who you are, and trust me. Yes, some stuff gonna happen through you. People will call weird or strange. It's just a fact. I'm sorry, but it's a fact. It's gonna happen. Because when you ain't doing how they taught us, because they had us preoccupied with a lot of things, then it's different. It's pure. The move of it is. Now I won't. We got a little bit of time. What time is it? All right, I'm gonna take this right. The ninth ether is your hair. I don't care how they try to slice it, cut it, and guess what? Only your hair, not nobody else. Nobody else. The ninth ether is y'all hair. They've never been able to perfectly figure it out. And I gave a good explanation. I just told all the sisters, imagine you got all them antennas on top of your head. Y'all remember that? Guess what? Now they're on top of your head, right? Your hair. Did I say the hair on top of your head is the ninth ether? Preach, daughter. What? Your hair. You got hair on your legs. You got hair on your arms. Never mind. Your hair. The power generated comes from the hair on your head. Period. Ain't no doubt about it. But it flowed through all the hair. You ever had an instance where you said the hair stood up on your back of your neck, but it felt like it was moving on your arms and legs too? It's reacting to what it's connected to. Whether they like it or not. The reason why y'all keep being the focal point is because vibration and frequency is connected. It's flat out connected. And whether people want to admit it or not, the most powerful and strangest and unpredictable womb on the planet is yours. Somebody said, why? Other than, I don't want to get this wrong. Who's the next two? Other than the women of ancient Africa, there's no other womb that's in tune with nature like yours. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They say they want to say. Absolutely not. That's why they're always trying to figure out how y'all function and operate. Always trying to figure it out. They're always doing that. But we're going to stop here, but I want everybody to realize that they need to understand that 250 done came and passed. And I had to pay attention to it now to watch us. Now I wonder what's after that. And pay attention, y'all. They talking about, all of a sudden, now they talking about what's leading up to 2030. Some dummy done predict the end of the world. That's just how they do. Aren't they tired of predicting the end of the world and it don't happen? They ain't got nothing better to do. Somebody tell them find something else to do. Any more comments from the live tonight? I'm surprised because I'm surprised the sisters ain't talking no junk. That's right. They always getting us. I mean, it's the truth. Man. Yeah, it's the truth. Can I ask y'all a question before we go? In Genesis, you know that thing with the two characters, Adam and Eve? Do y'all see having children as a punishment? I'm saying, is that a punishment? I'm asking everybody. I'm talking about in the Bible there. Was that supposed to be a punishment? I'm going to file that. You know what? The pain? I'm going to file that under duh. Ain't like a child is this size. They're going to make it make sense one day. That don't even make sense. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. Yeah, it don't. Well, here's the other thing. I was hoping somebody said it. Now, it says you'll be saved in childbearing, right? It didn't say from death. So what you need Jesus for to get saved? I guess that's one of the other ways, huh? Because that's a way right there to be saved. They said from sin and from evil, but the church full of it. If I'm saved from it, I mean, these ministries, these churches, these religious places, full of it. That's how you saved from it. You're in the building with it. We got to get together. We got to get together. I'll never forget the look on this lady's face when she got mad at me and said, once saved, always saved. And I told her, I said, I ain't trying to hurt your feelings, but if you are in a burning house and I come in there and get you out and you run back in there to save your stuff and you die in the fire, how you once saved, always saved? You were saved when I brought you out of there. You ran back in there and burned up trying to save items. She got mad again. Because they tell people once saved, always saved. And I understand where they're coming from. But some people I ran into that used to be in these churches, they don't look so saved. They don't look safe, let alone saved. We got to clean this up. And they mess around and say God married to him. And that ain't nowhere in that Bible. That Bible says, I am married to backslidden Israel. Backslidden Israel. Then in Proverbs, I believe it talks about the backslidden in heart. Now, God married to the backslide? No, because how's God married to you? Then that mean his son gonna marry you and God marry you? What? You supposed to be marrying his son, not him? Never mind. And if Israel is married to him, how's his son gonna marry? Oh, did I do that? Did I do that? They better leave me alone. I ain't bothering them. They'll leave me alone. I don't think the way they think. And they some intelligent folk, but I don't think the way they think. They ain't got no sense to think the way they think. How about that? I asked that question about the women and stuff because they always put a lot of stuff on the women. A whole lot of stuff. But in many cases, it's the women that kept a lot of this afloat. Unfortunately, they act like they don't remember that or something. I don't know. But I just wanted to answer that. We're going to stop there and we're going to try to move on since we don't have nobody saying nothing on the live. Thankful for tonight. Appreciate your response, your questions, your input. We moving along. I tell you, that was a big chapter. Whew, I'm tired after that one. That was a long chapter. 16 verses. The next chapter got to be longer than that. Spoiler alert. She said, yeah, but not much longer. Yeah, I mean, really. Oh, absolutely. I better. I guess every time I get in here, whatever I get a chance to share, I'm gonna share because I better. I ain't trying to get in no trouble. Huh? Yes. Did it come already? Was it the one that looked brown? Have a blessed one, though. Was it the one that looked brown? Because that's supposed to be the next one. And if it came last night, I'm going to have to search out and see what strange happened last night. Yeah, 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 I know it. That's why I said them ain't no big characters and that's the story. And it's copied from different teachings and stories and writings anyway. Yeah. Now the Nile Valley is where a lot of those stories are copied from. A whole lot of them. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just think I told people stuff's all screwed up. It really is. That's why folk get away with so much and make up so much stuff. You know, you could have sold them for free when I told them the Moonies came from Jesus. Son, your moon had a Bible. He said Jesus Christ told him to do him what he was doing. No, he did. Yes, he did. I don't know who giving them their facts. Why they think they're going in and trying to change stuff and change this and change that? They tired of people finding the truth and questioning them about it. But I'm so glad we had this time together. So that was last night. It probably looked like it was brown. Or what? This morning. Well, it was brown then because the with the sun hitting it, it's gonna look like that. That's the one. Oh boy. Let me see what happened strange last night. I ain't keep up with it because I'm trying to keep my head on wrapped around a current event that's coming. Let me see what happened strange or weird last night. Had to be something. Had to be. Anything new around here? No? Nothing new around here? Yeah, new. No? Hmm. Oh, well, yeah, they still doing that. Yeah. I don't know how that's going to work out for them, but they still doing it. Yeah, they putting them up. But when people see them prices, they going to go the other way. Matter of fact, I don't know the price of the last ones. Huh? Yeah. I ain't even saying nothing. Ain't even nothing to say. We're thankful and grateful for this time and this evening. Thankful for the family here in the congregation and fellowship. Thankful for the remainder of this night being a peaceful and blessed. We're thankful for the good reports that we heard concerning our loved ones and family members. Thankful for what we were able to share. Grateful for those that were on the live with us tonight. May we continue to grow and continue to expand and continue to walk in ordained purpose. May each of our lives continue to be a driving, positive, energetic force for each other and all those we come in contact with. Remember those that are recovering with ailments. Remember those that are facing challenges in their everyday life. Remember those that are yet still dealing with the loss of loved ones. As we go forth, let us remember that we are part of the next wave. Thankful and grateful for all contributions of our great and mighty ancestors as we continue to do that which we know is right. Let us continue to be a righteous example to others. Ashe. Woo!